The next matchup, Chicago at Detroit, an NFC North battle. Justin Fields is back. Do you think that brings back to life the likes of DJ Moore and potentially Cole Kmet?
I think that the Detroit Lions defense is very good and shouldn't be underestimated. They rank number 11 against wide receiver ones. They rank 6th best against tight ends. They've been very solid throughout the season. And I think even if Justin Fields is back, I'm not sure that I believe in the Bears massively in this game. I think, we might get Khalil Herbert back out there, which would be good. Detroit have allowed the 5th fewest fantasy points to running backs. They've allowed the 7th fewest receptions to running backs. They've allowed the 11th most wide receiver fantasy points. So even though I'm saying like they're good against wide receivers, it's probably easier for them to be got at through the air than it is on the ground. But I look at the Lions pass rush, and Aiden Hutchinson is truly elite. And I think that he could give the Bears offensive line real problems this week. So I'm not massively interested in attacking it heavily from that side. But on the other side of the ball, I think that there's loads of opportunities here. I think you can look at Amon-Ra St. Brown at 8,800, and I think you can look at Jahmyr Gibbs 7K. I think you can play both of them. I would be stacking both of them with Jared Goff. I would be happy to play Sam Laporta. Chicago have allowed 4th most fantasy points to tight ends. I would be more than happy to just lead into that. I'm probably cooling slightly on David Montgomery this week because the Bears have been fantastic against the run. They've, really clamped down on that. I think only 3 running backs have rushed for more than 60 yards against, that's the Detroit side of it. I did have a stat for Chicago. I can't seem to find it right now. But yeah, instead I would rather lean into Jahmyr Gibbs because the Bears are rubbish at stopping running backs receiving the ball. Here we go. Yeah, so the Bears' rushing defense, they've not allowed a running back to total more than 44 rushing yards since week 4. They've only allowed 2 players over 65 rushing yards all season. Meanwhile, through the air to running backs, they've allowed a league high 61 receiving yards per game, 10.3 yards per reception, which is the second most. And they also average a league high 0.5 running back touchdowns per game in the receiving game. So I think there's definitely ways to attack it, but I'm just not sure I can get there on the Bears side of things at the minute.
Yeah, it feels like it's not a game that I want to be attacking too heavily from both sides. I think it's perhaps a Lions stack with maybe a small bring back, but I don't think it's going to be a game that I'm going to be attacking hugely. Amon-Ra St. Brown absolutely killing it at the moment. I talked about it in our Dynasty Risings and Fallers video on Monday. For me, now a top 5 Dynasty wide receiver, easily in that kind of elite tier. And I just think you've got to be so excited about what he's doing week in, week out. It's the consistency that's absolutely blowing me away at the moment.